Hello, good evening. It's Saturday night. You join us here in the shed. My shed. Our shed. It's Stilgoe in the shed. It's episode 51. Can you believe it? Yesterday was the big 50. Put your hands up there if you were in the house / shed yesterday. Thank you all for coming. We had a lovely time and we did 50 minutes. We did more than 50 minutes, in fact. We did a big old show to celebrate 50, half a ton, a golden duck of shows. And we're back in the shed, and would you believe it? You won't believe it. I'll tell you what you won't believe. Guess who's behind the camera? The DP, the director of photography.
Richard Madeley.
Richard Madeley's in the shed. Get out, Richard! Go back to Judy and look after her. The director of photography is gimbaled up to the max. She's got a glass of wine, red. I'm on white.
Cheers.
Cheers, my darling.
Why have I got a
And to
tumbler?
all you darlings, left hand wave for the regulars. Yes, I know you're all doing it. If you're not doing it. And right hand to the newbies. Hello, welcome in, wipe your feet, pop your clothes on the peg, and come in and have a lovely time. This is still shit.
That took a turn.
No, I always say that.
Do you? Right.
No,
okay.
I've said it once before.
Lovely. Hello, everyone.
White wine. It's like red with all the flavour taken out and colder. Lovely. So,
I'm back, guys. Thank you.
I'm sure there are comments flying around the room.
Vicky
like,
King's mentioning...
welcome back, the director of photography, and people are absent-mindedly mentioning your name, which they shouldn't be doing because we've got an embargo.
Should they be mentioning your hair? Because there's quite a lot of chat about your hair
Really?
tonight. Yeah.
The Martin Chuzzlewit.
Guys, we've been through...
What's wrong with hair?
We've been through several looks tonight.
It's Johnny Alibi. Consider me...
Everyone's going nuts for your hair, Joe.
Everyone, consider me a
Katie Bagaru.
French ski instructor.
Listen, we've been through several...
Body dance, Valentina. You move the hips. You don't move your top half. Okay?
People are really liking it. It looks great. But we did have other versions of that tonight. We've had Martin Sheen, slick back, West Wing, presidential, Martin Chuzzlewit, and now we're at a sort of, really gorgeous. You're in a kind of...
Martin Short.
Yeah, Martin Short meets Harry Connick meets... Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn. Good to have the director of photography back, isn't it, everyone?
Listen.
Hello to our neighbours, east of us, west of us, north of us and south of us. Hello everyone, welcome and lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming and giving up your Saturdays to spend time with us and not watching anything Eurovision related. Quite frankly, that's disgusting.
The light, some comments about the lighting, which I won't bring up, but I don't know if we can improve that at all. We can certainly get the tinsel higher.
Towards you. It's fine.
I think there's good, isn't it?
Well. No, let's just put it down. Don't ignore the people commenting on the lighting. We've been fine. Is it bad? What do I look like?
No, it's fine. It's a little bit reflective. It's a little bit reflective.
There's going to be some Sheen, Martin, Michael, Charlie, Emilio, Estevez.
Okay.
Right, definitely can't do the fifth song tonight.
We're off.
After that, wangle, bangle, schmangle. A couple of you, oddly, have asked for Wonderful World, but I think you mean the other one, the Louis Armstrong one. So I'm going to ignore you and ride roughshod over that suggestion, but use the word and do a little fusing together of two songs which started off in the Songs on Film project. Wonderful from An American in Paris, Gene Kelly, of course. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. And then we go into Wonderful World, the Sam Cooke version. So hopefully we can hear you sing your beautiful backing vocals with me in the end. So completely continental and transatlantic tonight. It's wonderful, it's marvelous, It's what I long to see. You made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. Wonderful, marvelous, that you should care for me. Soft and nice, it's a bag of rice. It's what I long to see. C'est exceptionnel, it's no bagatelle. You should care for me, my dear. It's 4-leaf clover time. From now on, my heart's pumping overtime. Oh, it's magnifique, baby. It's what I seek. That you should care for me. You made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling a little bit amorous. Wonderful, marvelous, that you should care for me. That you should care for me. It's wonderful, it's marvelous. It's wonderful. Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about science books, don't know much about the French I took. All I do know is I love you, and I know if you love me too. What a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography, don't know much trigonometry, don't know much about algebra, don't know what a slide ruler is for. But I know that 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this will be. I may not claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. Oh, maybe by being A student, baby, I can win your love for me. Don't know much about, thank you, don't know much biology, don't know much about science books, don't know much about the French I took. All I do know is I love you, and I know if you love me too. What a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this will be. Your turn. Beautiful. What a
Gorgeous, beautiful,
We heard
wonderful,
you.
it's wonderful.
We heard you, 3-part harmony. It was terrific.
Terrific.
It's marvellous. You know what's lovely about not only having the director of photography here is it's obviously lovely in itself, in and of itself, but also I don't have to look at my face on the screen, because what we do is we flip the phone round and it's a camera tonight, so that's great. I love it. It also means I'm blind as to how my hair looks, how the lighting is, how the tinsel.
Listen, it's still the main talking point.
Forget the music. This guy's got
Locks in
shiny
lockdown.
forehead. Can I just ask you a question? Do you say forehead or forehead? Because I was brought up to say forehead, and no one else I ever met ever said forehead. So I changed. I chameleoned myself at school, like those kids who learn how to speak rough just to fit in. That's how I spoke rough, by saying forehead.
Mm.
But I died inside every time, because my dear father, who had some quirks, let's say, with pronunciation, inherited from his dad, who said things like Coventry and lunch,
Whisket,
Covent Garden, foyer. There were certain things that we were brought up to speak like. But forehead. What do you say, DOP?
A lot of people are saying forehead, but Mary Sunshine says forehead. Fred Sandal says that's a bit posh, but listen, let's not get into throwing stones, guys.
Fred was a head teacher.
Julie Judge says forehead.
Okay, good.
I would say
Fred.
Forehead.
What we used to actually say at school was spam, like that.
There's some great comments. Okay. Listen, people really enjoyed that, and I can't remember who, but somebody lovely said, loving the jazz, more jazz please. It is going to be quite a jazzy show, isn't it? It's quite a jazzy lineup.
Even when, I tell you why it's always jazzy. It's always making it up on the spot.
Well, that's not true, but you are one of the great improvisers. There's some questions about the Shedettes, the small people. Where are they? They're in bed, guys. They're asleep.
Because we're great parents.
We really have absolutely nailed.
We're just very good
we really nailed it.
We could write a book on parenting.
We wouldn't
Because
bother.
it would take ages.
But they're in bed. News from them is Clemmy can now say tadpole.
Oh, I'm not saying their names. I'm just saying the 1-year-old and the 5-year-old.
Oh gosh.
They know their names.
Okay.
But,
The small ones can say tadpole. And the slightly older one is really into Sondheim now. We've exposed her to Sondheim. So that's the sort of parenting we do around here.
Giants in the sky. The lovely Amy Cook Hodgson, friend of the show, friend of the shed.
Friend of the Stilgoes.
Yeah. She just before I turned off my Wi-Fi, she suggested moon dance. She said, I don't know, I'm going to feel like I'm going to moon dance. And of course, Amy, I will do anything for you, and particularly after on Twitter earlier, because Amy is not only an amazing improvising performer and actor, she is also a teacher. And there was a little thing on Twitter which she mentioned. Kirsty Hopkins is embroiled in some awfulness aimed at the teaching profession. I would just like to say, me and the director of photography and everyone in the shed, we are completely behind all teachers at this time, and everything they are doing is a momentous effort, and you're all amazing people, and any negative comments should just be thrown out the window because it's ridiculous. So Amy, we are with you. We have your back and your front and your sides, and this is Moon Dance for you. How shall I do it? I think like this. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance, with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance, beneath the cover of October skies, and all the leaves on the trees are falling, and to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling from the heartstrings that play soft and low. And the night's magic seems to whisper and hush, and all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? When I wanna make love to you tonight, I can't wait till the morning has come, and I know that the time is just right, and straight into my arms you will come. You come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. There and then our dreams will come true, dear. And I will make you my own every time I touch you. You just tremble inside, and I know how much you want me, darling, that you never can hide. You can hide. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Straight into my arms you will come. When you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. There and then all my dreams will come true to you, and I'll make you my own every time I touch you. You just tremble inside, and I know how much you want me, baby, that you never, 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 never can hide. Some more romance with you, my love. One more moon dance, one more moon dance, one more, one more, one more, one more. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? My love, my love.
Woo! Oh! That's our neighbours clapping!
Paul and Tanya!
Ah, I got the washing in there. In attempting to capture the
No, that's fine.
applause.
As long as it's just my pants. My pants.
Children's
thank you,
clothes,
everyone.
really.
Thank you so much. Wonderful neighbours for clapping.
Wasn't that lovely?
What a lovely thing. How are we doing for time? Have we got 73 minutes? We've done 2 songs, 73 minutes.
No, we're fine.
Good,
We've
good,
got.
good.
I mean, yeah.
Great.
We're fine. We've got 10 minutes, I think.
Okay.
10
Well, I'll
minutes.
do this one and then I'll do the next one and then we'll retreat.
Listen, during that really wonderful rendition, Michael Bublé, Eat Your Heart Out. People, your lovely Shed audience, were making some really wonderful tributes, giving some really wonderful tributes to teachers and to the teaching profession, and really bigging up teachers, which I, for one, am very happy to hear. You know, anyone slinging mud at teachers during this? I mean, seriously, guys.
Pick a different battle.
Yeah, because if you're someone doing that, clearly you've never been a teacher or done any teaching. Teachers are, the hardest working, most magnificent
It's
people.
generally people who don't understand, didn't appreciate teachers at the time.
I don't know what, but
Experiencing them
stop
all.
doing it because it's really inappropriate and boring and dull, and just let's move on, okay? Shout out to my lovely mum, who's a teacher, and Michael Beard there's saying shout out to Vicky and Ginny also, who's a great teacher. My amazing stepdad, Adrian, who's a teacher. One of my best friends, Katie Bagaru, who's a teacher. Oh man, I could go on. We know so many. We're friends with so many. We're related to so many amazing teachers.
Are a teacher.
Yes, sometimes. Thank you.
Anyway, if you want to direct your ire and make it a cash included, or a donation. A reminder that this week we're trying to funnel funds from the shed towards Marie Curie UK. So mariecurie.org.uk, and lots of you will know them. They're a huge charity, but they still need a lot of help at this time because, as you're aware, they run care homes, and there is a lot of difficulty concerning that area, and they still need the money. So if you do have anything, please give to Marie Curie tonight. That would be hugely special, make us feel very, very happy. They're a family relation to that charity, and that there used to be a Marie Curie home at the top of the hill where I grew up. So happy memories of that place and all the work they did. Something a bit sillier now. The DOP suggested earlier I do this tune, which is an instrumental, and those of you who wanted a bit more jazz tonight, this is for you. This is from my first album, I Like This One, which features me doing this on the front cover. Before I knew, I remember the
before you knew you had a face.
The photographer actually, he uttered the immortal line, "Please don't smile. Don't smile," as I was trying to have my photograph.
Let's recreate the album cover. But what it does do is really accentuate the hair, which, as we know, has been the great talking point tonight. Anyway, let's do it, Joey, so we can fit in more music.
So it's called Mr. Spigot, and it was written as a tribute to Dudley Moore, hero of mine, as I'm sure yours as well, if you've got any brain. Dudley Moore is the greatest, what an amazing comedian and comedy genius and actor, but also... Don't do that. But also a wonderful jazz pianist you would not believe, and he didn't release enough albums because he was busy getting married 39 times and spending all his money and being a Hollywood superstar. But what a pianist. He had a great sort of Errol Garner sensibility, a lot of that sort of stride thing.
Amazing.
So Mr. Spigot, I wrote this also in tribute to the sketch One Leg Too Few, which lots of you will know, but if you don't, it's Peter Cook and Dudley Moore sketch, which they used to do live, and Peter Cook would be on stage, and Dudley would come on hopping. Yes? Hello, I'm here. I won't do the whole thing, but he'd hop onto the stage, and Peter Cook would be, yes? Well, I'm here to audition for the role of Tarzan. Right. Right, I can clearly see, and I'm a good judge of these things, Mr. Spigot. I can clearly see that you are a one-legged actor. This is a role traditionally reserved for the two-legged artiste. And he's still hopping along, Dudley. Settle down, Mr. Spigot. Would you settle down? Put your leg up. So he does all this ridiculous stuff, and Peter Cook goes on and on about why he's unsuited for the role. You come in, I mean, you're a unidexter, of course. Mr. Spigot, when I first saw you, I thought, it's a lovely leg. It is a lovely leg for the role. I have nothing against your left leg. The problem is, neither do you. So that is a very much paraphrased version of that sketch, so look it up, it's great. But this is Mr. Spigot.
Your tribute. He was an organ scholar, and Anthony Ward says. There's a lot of Dudley Moore trivia being banded around here.
True.
Lots of it interesting.
True
Thanks
that.
for sharing, guys. Here we go.
The dud.
Gorgeous.
Why don't I have him up in the shed? I don't even have any dud. Do I? It's just mainly pictures of me. Cheers, everyone. Happy Saturday night.
Cheers.
One more before we go, and I somehow overlooked the fact that Stevie Wonder turned 70 this week. He turned 70 on the 13th. Was that Tuesday? May the 13th be with you. I know I say that everyone is my hero, but they are really, all the good ones. Stevie Wonder, I literally have all his albums, and you can't really say that anymore because everyone has everyone's albums because of Spotify and the like of those things. Something.
Sorry, just because you can't see the comments. When you were doing that, Mr. Spigot, everyone was very quiet. There was not so many comments. They were no. I think because you know it's really lovely to just hear you play the piano and do your thing.
It's like when there's silence on Radio 4, you suddenly start listening.
Yeah. I thought I'd share a quick anecdote about the first time I heard you play Mr. Spigot before you do your closing number for the night.
I will bow my head.
Well, the first time I heard you play Mr. Spigot was at the Edinburgh Festival when you were doing your first solo show, and it was called Joe Stilgoe 1 hour.
I knew it.
Joe Stilgoe 1 hour. And this was before Joe and I were an item. And I went to see his show, Joe Stilgoe 1 hour. And it was really the first time I'd seen him, you know, doing his magnificent thing so magnificently. And I was completely bowled over by his talent. And I thought, wow, okay, I really need to get my act together here, because Joe had, he won't mind me saying, been sort of wooing me for a little while, and I was a bit...
Yes.
I was a bit nonchalant about the whole thing. Anyway, I went to see his show, Joe Stilgoe, 1 hour, and I was watching and I was thinking, this is absolutely amazing, and then it finished, and I was with some friends of his from the horn section, and we went backstage to say well done to him and how brilliant it was, and he was in a bit of a fluster because it had been the first preview and we'd all been there and it was a bit stressful. Anyway, we went in and said, Joe, that was so brilliant. It's going to be such an amazing show. The only thing is, it's called Joe Stilgoe 1 hour. And he went, yeah. Oh, did I run over? No, you only did 40 minutes.
The one night in my life I forgot how to tell the time because I think it was a half past the hour show, so I was looking at my watch and that's what I'm way over.
Way over.
Let's get out of here.
Just the old
Terrible.
40 minutes.
In fact, I got
Anyway.
reviewed that night. I got my only really crappy review in my life. Thank goodness. And it was a 2-star review. Completely knocked the wind out of my sails.
But they could only give 2 stars because you only did
finished.
sort of half the show.
Genuinely hadn't finished.
Anyway, there you go. Little anecdote.
So to Stevie, I mean, I could have chosen thousands, millions. But I chose this one because I think it's one of his best love songs. And might be a bit pertinent at this time. If you're just with someone else, just one other person, or a little tight unit, and it feels like it's just you lot against the world. Anyway, Stevie Wonder should be king of the world. He should be running the whole thing. Then everything will be fine. So this is You and I, and thank you all of you for joining us. Stilgoe in the Shed, episode 51. How has it come to this? And please thank the director of photography for having her back. It's wonderful. Here we are on earth together. It's you and I. God has made us fall in love. It's true. I've really found someone like you. Will it stay? The love you feel for me will conquer the world. In love unite, you and I, you and I am glad, at least in my life I have found someone who may not be here forever to see me through, but I have found strength in you. I only pray that I have shown you a brighter day, because that's all I am living for. You see, don't worry about what happens to me. Lost my way, because in my mind you will stay here always. In love unite, you and I, you and I, you and I. In my mind we can conquer the world. In love you and I, 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 you and I. Thanks everyone. Happy weekend. See you on Monday.
Happy weekend. Here's to all the teachers, every single one. Cheers to you and thank you for all you're doing. Okay. Karen Hammond, have a good week. I'm sorry you've had a hard one. Sending you lots of love and lots of love to you all. Bye.